There is such a thing as too much flop. What was I thinking? What up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome to the Nerdy Narrative, a channel where I like to talk about all sorts of fun bookish related things in the science fiction, fantasy, horror, and manga genres primarily, but I have been dabbling here and there in other areas. In today's episode of fun, I am going to share with you the books that I have hauled in the month of January. So let's jump right into it. So the first book I'll share with you that I picked up is Conceal, Don't Feel. I've only read one in the series so far. It is Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell, and it was a darker retelling of Peter Pan. I didn't particularly care for it. I don't know if it was maybe the author's writing style or the fact that it took a fairy tale that I've only heard one way for 40 years and they changed it, or maybe I just didn't like what they changed. But I decided I wanted to try another one by a different author. And Conceal, Don't Feel is by Jen Kalanita. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but the blurb on the front is, "What if Anna and Elsa never knew each other?" So I'm going to try this one and see what I think. I know my friend Nina over at Wrestling with Disney has read a few of these and she hasn't cared for them either. So I'm going to try this one out, see what I think. If I don't like it, I'm probably not going to try any more in the series and instead just switch over to the Disney Villain book series that Nina has read and enjoyed. I also picked up the Gunslinger by Stephen King, which is the first book in the Dark Tower series. I will begin my journey through the Dark Tower series in February, so I had to pick this one up. I know a lot of people have said this is the weakest one in the series, and I've had people tell me that it's better to read the series and then go back and read this one. I am just one of those A-type personalities where I have to start at the beginning or it drives me batty. So I'm just going to go into it with very low expectations and see what I think about it. So a few months ago, Noah from the channel Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse did a video about the Dark Tower series, and he also talked about the graphic novels and where they fit into reading the series if you wanted to read them all together. So I went ahead and started collecting the graphic novels for the Dark Tower. This one is the Gunslinger Born, so I'm going to slowly get those together. If I remember correctly from Noah's video, the graphic novels fit in, I want to say, after the fourth book, Wizard in Glass, but I will have to go back and double check. But I'm just going to slowly start picking these up. They are absolutely gorgeous. So I am very excited to have this one in my collection. In the month of January, I picked up the first book in the Malazan series, Gardens of the Moon. I absolutely loved that book. I was enthralled from chapter 1. There were so many plot lines, there was so much intrigue. I didn't know what was going on. I was just enjoying meeting the characters, seeing the development, getting introduced to the magic system and learning about that and the world building. I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun forming theories and sharing my conspiracy theories with my friends. When you start out in chapter 1 with a book becoming a hit with you, you know you need to go ahead and pick up book 2. So I will be continuing Stephen Erickson's Malazan series with book 2, Dead House Gates. I absolutely cannot wait to continue this journey. I feel like this is going to be one of my top fantasy series when I get done. So the next book I picked up is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I have had so many people recommend this book. I've had several people comment on my videos asking me if I had read this book or suggested it to me based off another book that I had read. It seems to be a booktube darling. Tracy Deonn is a new author to me as well, so I'm excited to check out her style of writing. The cover is absolutely gorgeous. I'm so intrigued. It looks like she has control of more than one element that she's using together, so I can't wait to find out how that plays into it. So I'm very excited to read this one. The final book that I got this month is the Brothers Karamazov. I'm gonna call them the Brothers K. There's no way I'm ever gonna say Karamazov. Wait, maybe that's it. I don't know. So Brothers K is a chunker by Dostoevsky, which if you've been around the channel for a minute, you might have noticed I have been a little bit obsessed with reading his work lately. I was exposed to several of his short stories from the Codex Cantina and Christie Lewis. I recently read Crime and Punishment, and I just quickly fell in love with his matter-of-fact style of writing. Of course, when I saw the Brothers K announcement that the Codex Cantina, Christie Lewis, A Musical Bookworm, and Peg with the History Shelf were doing a read-along for Brothers K, I had to jump in. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I have heard so many good things about it. A lot of people really love this book. That read-along begins in February, and it's going to be a 2-month read-along. So it's just going to have a nice, easy pace. There is a Discord where you can join in the discussion. The name of it is the Literary Discourse. If you look in the description box down below, I will have a link where you can come by and join in on that conversation. I chose this copy because the picture on the cover looked really pretty, and it's a reprint of the original 1880 edition translated by Constance Garnett. I had no idea it was going to come looking like a textbook, but you know, that's okay because it's nice and big. That means if I want to, I can make notes in the margin. It has really helpful footnotes in it, which I think are going to be really helpful to me as I'm reading along. I am very much looking forward to this read along. And that's a wrap on all the books that I picked up in the month of January. Are any of these books ones that you've read? Are any of your favorites? Are you excited that I'm reading any of them? Are you going to read any of them with me? I know a bunch of these that I picked up are due to buddy reads and book club picks. So I bet a lot of you will be joining in on that fun with me somewhere in the bookish community. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope your morning got off to a great start. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.